Hi, my loves. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sarah Martucci. I'm a psychic medium, certified crystal healer, paranormal investigator, all around fucking weirdo that's very much into Sasquatch, any of the cryptids, really. But Sasquatch is my number one. I love me a good Krispy Kreme, stick of cheese, pretty much anything with a bread or sugar content. So my nicknames are the Duchess of Donuts, the Cussmouth Angel, and the Tarantino of Tarot. So hopefully, guys, you know what the fuck you're getting into if you're new here. All right. For those of you that are fucking into it, listen, this is where I pull 3 piles of cards. You choose any and all that you're drawn towards, but first I speak in a little something that I lovingly refer to as astrofuckery. And I'm choosing just a couple things this week to focus on. You guys, we are building up to our first full moon in Sagittarius on the 3rd or 4th, depending on where you live in the world. It's going to be our first full moon since eclipse season. So this is our first full moon that's actually not an eclipse. So that's kind of nice. Remember too, guys, with full moons, whenever they show up here, they're bringing something to like a culmination. Maybe they're also helping us to realize something in its fullness. It's shining a light down on like what's most important to us or what is fully growing to, fruition, or maybe what's not doing so great. So it brings a spotlight on like what we need to pay attention to, what's most important. A lot of times we find with these full moons too that they can talk about, our ideas flourishing here, maybe relationships, because the moon represents our relationship not only with other people but with ourselves. So it's a really good check-in point to just make sure everything's still, it's going down the right lane. Everything's, flowing in the right direction for the most part, at least that we have control over. We're able to kind of really see something in an entirety right now and make sure this is like the space we really want to go, into. And guys, in the sign of Sagittarius, this is a go big or fly to New Zealand a fucking deal right now. Also, too, don't be surprised with the sun also being Gemini season right now. Happy Gemini season, you guys. This should be making us feel like more social. We want to get out, connect with people, especially at the very least, be within like our local community doing stuff. This also represents our siblings, our cousins, our aunts and our uncles, and like our local area, maybe that like we grew up in. So there might be a call back to those places and spaces right now. Maybe there's a highlight on, our siblings or our family, some important stuff happening, or maybe the smaller community that maybe we're a part of. Gemini also too is like a really good season and a really good sign around like, exchanging information, bringing important information. The logical brain is really important here. Okay, don't yell at me. All right, for those of you that have problems with Gemini, I know I just said logical brain. Listen, if you get an awesome Gemini here that's able to like face their shit and do their stuff, and look, any of the signs are like this too, okay? Don't at me. All right. But at least with Gemini here, they're very much about like the rational brain. They're not so much about like, emotions and all that other stuff. They like to keep things light and airy. Let's just get the information across. Let's just see what the fuck this information is about. Sagittarius is more like, it's like philosophy. Would be considered like the higher mind. Maybe Gemini would represent like middle school and high school. And Sagittarius here would represent like university or like a master's degree. And so with Sagittarius here, there might be like a tug and pull between, with Gemini here, like the rational mind, and Sagittarius going for like a higher philosophy. So there might be kind of like a tug and pull between maybe our religious philosophies, our philosophy on life. Maybe here a sibling is kind of challenging something that we thought to be true, like within the family, but maybe we're able to like step back and look at things from a different perspective and just really gain some philosophical understanding at this time. Just notice like where this full moon is taking effect. Look in your chart to see where Sagittarius sits, and you would know that by knowing what your rising sign is, because that's going to be the ruler of your first house. Once we know where Sagittarius sits, we can see what themes are going to be coming up for you and what you could be dealing with at this full moon. Now, during this full moon too, it's going to be trine Mars. So to me, and Mars is also in Leo. So we got this is going to be a spicy full moon, y'all. All right. And with Mars and Leo, Mars is the way that we take action in the world. It's also, for a lot of people, like their sexual energy. And so with Mars and Leo here, this is, I'm jazz hands. Do you know what I mean? So this energy is loud, bombastic. You can't look away from it. It's immediately attention getting. I want to say too, with any kind of anger issues, might be a little bit explosive, might be a little bit dramatic. So with this full moon trining Mars, this also just says that like maybe there's And if we think about this too, guys, what rules Sagittarius is the, Jupiter. And so Jupiter and Mars working together here, like, might be some kind of, hyped. Maybe we're getting like real hyphy about something. We're super excited about a project. Maybe we're ready to take action on something that shows up at this full moon. Maybe the lower octave of this, we might see some very loud displays of, people being upset or very dramatic or causing scenes here. I think it's always best to kind of step back and just let somebody, if they need that limelight, let them fucking have it, but don't take part in it, okay? I think that would be the best thing. Also, too, sometimes with Gemini, they're known to gossip. That is not advised at this full moon. Not really ever. Just, it's not a good thing to do. Do we all do it? Yes. Okay. But I think we just need to be more cognizant of it at this full moon. Okay. So just, and maybe even too, somebody hears that maybe like you gossiped, or maybe some kind of piece of gossip comes towards you. Maybe it's even about you. The worst thing that you can do is get all hyphy about it, but maybe it is time to go and say something to a person and like have a confrontation here, but it doesn't need to be nasty or ugly. So how do we do this in like a gracious, heart-centered way? I want to say with, Jupiter in the mix, and with Mars in Leo being, ruling the heart. How do we do this in a heart-centered way? That's really focus on the love here and what's most important. Maybe even finding like creative, because Leo is incredibly creative, finding like creative ways in order to resolve issues or to face our anger or to work on like a higher philosophical maybe way of looking at things and then taking action on that. It's just a couple themes that might be coming up. So I think this full moon, guys, this weekend is going to be, actually, I think it's going to be actually kind of exciting. And I think if we use this energy and we channel it into like what's most important to us, or again, knowing where the fuck Sagittarius is in your chart, focusing on those themes, like how can I channel all this energy? And especially if it feels loud and exciting and you're like ready to fucking go, how do I channel this into something that's truly important to me, so that I can take it kind of the next level here? Because I think with Mars and Leo, you can't be ignored. You can't be fucking ignored. Like, you're loud, you're proud, you're beautiful. Do you know what I mean? And if I am ignored, the anger is explosive. Okay. Everyone will see me. So with this Mars and Leo and, this full moon in Sagittarius during Gemini season, I think, long story short, this weekend, make sure that you're acting right. No gossiping, no bullshit. If somebody's bringing drama, let them get the spotlight, step the fuck back, let them have it. Don't get involved. And if we need to go have a conversation, let it be heart-centered. Let it be heart-pulled here. And let us find creative ways in order to fix on stuff and work on things, if that's what the need be, okay? Also, too, I want to point out that this Friday, we got Venus trine Neptune. This is the 2nd, I think, Friday the 2nd. This is a beautiful day if you want to reconcile with somebody, if you want to write a letter to somebody, if you want to get romantic and beautiful, or just heal something here. Guys, Venus it's love, it's beauty, it's what we value, it's money. Neptune is like this higher octave of love. This is like a spiritual connection, telepathic and beautiful. Neptune is also like dreamy and romantic and gorgeous, and so is Venus. And so these two guys working together, being butt buddies, this is gonna be gorgeous this day. So if we need to like smooth over anything here, if we need to heal with somebody, maybe even heal with ourselves around what we value, what we find most important, maybe reaching for a lofty goal here that we thought wasn't attainable before, this day should give us an opportunity to think more magically, or to like really bring some softness, some love, some romance, some kindness, some sweetness to a situation that might be difficult or hard right now. So aim for Friday if you got to have like a hard conversation with somebody, and you want it to go well, or maybe you need to say something important to somebody, tell them how you feel, especially with this full moon kind of, working up this week. We're going to feel that energy building, okay? I also think too, with this full moon, we're not going to be able to not talk with the sun in Gemini. Have you met a Gemini? They never stop talking. My Venus is in Gemini. Do I ever stop talking? No. Long story short. So I feel like this Friday is going to be gorgeous, okay? So use this day to communicate in the ways that you need. Go towards the things that you value, that you love, and bring a little magic to the mix, okay? Bring a little magic. Because listen, right after Friday, after the full moon the next day, Venus is going to be opposing Pluto. And so these two are kind of duking it up in the sky where like some harder, more difficult feelings might be coming forward. So if we did try to like reconcile with somebody, this, again, Friday's going to be that beautiful day, but maybe some old stuff, or maybe the full moon also brings up some older stuff or some difficulties here that we still need to face around love and relationships and going to the depths, and maybe again some difficult or some hard things coming up here. Or there might be a highlight on like maybe where we have been abused within love relationships or relationships of any kind, or maybe partnerships here, in the ways, you know, in which we've been abused, and we're not going to take it anymore. We're not going to repeat a mistake here, right? So when something's opposing, they're fighting it out in the sky. So just know, again, Friday, good time to say what you got to say, do beautiful things, bring magic to the table. Full moon is putting a highlight on what's most important to us here, to go bigger and to go more bolder, to go more powerfully. Don't be afraid to be seen and heard. And then the day after that, sit down with your feelings. If anything's come up here, anything was difficult, face that, work through it. Know that not only do you got this, but like maybe, just maybe, you're the magic that you've been looking for. I made my booty tingle. All right. If you guys are sick of the astrofuckery, I sure the fuck am. Let's move on to the next screen, okay? I'm going to pull 3 piles of cards, choose any and all that you're drawn towards, and I'll see you guys in a sec. What's up, card pile number 1? Listen, y'all, it's got some interesting cards. Let's fucking talk about it. First card. It's the 3 of Cups. Second card is the Ace of Coins. And your third card is the Knight of Wands. Oh, send help, Guy Fieri. All right, y'all. So, 3 of Cups. This is a card of celebration. This is victory. This is party. This is drinking with our friends. This is friendship. This is joy. This is happiness. Really, truly, this is celebrating with our people that we love. The Ace of Coins is always a yes card, any of the aces. And with the Ace... with the Ace of the Coins, this is talking about like, yes to like what we're investing in, yes to what we're putting like blood, sweat, tears into. Earth element is very practical, logical, grounded. We got to taste it, touch it, see it, smell it to know that it's fucking real. And so with the Ace here, we're saying a yes and initiating something here that we're going to build, that we're going to invest in. And so what the fuck is that? And the Knight of Wands is a court card. So usually this is somebody showing up on the scene to help or to hinder. I gotta say, the Knight of Wands is probably my least favorite knight. He is a fuckboy epic proportions, okay? The Knight of Wands here could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius with wands representing fire. They'll either have that in their top 3 placements, their sun, moon, rising, innermost planets, Mars, Mercury, Venus, or we're looking at heavy fire placements within the chart. Now, if this is somebody coming on the scene this week, a lot of times this is, and look, don't let the gender sway you here, but traditionally the knights talk about a younger male showing up on the scene. This guy's a hot fucking mess. This is fighting and fucking around the world. Usually this guy has a military background, government background, police officer, firefighter, acts of protection, acts of glory, serving and protecting, making sure that somebody here is protected and safe. Or there might be that theme around them a lot in their life. Maybe there's a weird call here, maybe not so weird, towards Archangel Michael, again, protecting, serving, justice. The Knight of Wands is, fighting and fucking around the world. This guy is very future oriented. He's not in a mature enough space to like really be here present, be here now with us. And so this guy's always jumping off to the next thing. He's not the most trustworthy. This guy doesn't stay long enough to even, keep the seat warm. This guy's very much all over the place. Now, if this is more energy that we got to take on, this is when it starts to become a little more positive, because this is like being excited about the future, energy about the future, like wanting to jump into something and really just get fucking going. This is ambition. This is excitement. This is really getting, the fire lit under our ass to get shit rolling. So I kind of like it in that regard. So if we were looking for a yes or no this week, I would definitely say card number 1. This is a definite yes to me. All these cards are, for the most part, yeses. Now, if this is around like love and relationships, there's a couple different interpretations with this. With the Knight of Wands showing up, we might be dealing with a male this week. He might even be our age. He might just be immature, or like emotionally, he just not on the same page, or literally might just be younger. So maybe this guy's flying back in this week. Maybe this guy's been back and forth, because with the Three of Cups here, and especially in love relationships, this is reconciliation. And so there might be an offer coming this week with the Ace of Coins. Maybe somebody is inviting us to a party or a gathering with the Three of Cups here, and maybe this is where they want to reconcile. Maybe they want to say something. Maybe this could even be like somebody inviting you out to dinner, again, inviting you to a party, inviting you to the bar, some kind of offer here with the Ace of Coins, maybe wanting to heal, again, reconcile, or just offering some kind of joy, happiness, excitement. I would say, like, if this isn't anything serious, then I would say, hell yeah, go and have some fun. Now, if you guys have been having some problems, this makes me feel like somebody's going to be offering something here. And again, this might be some joy, some excitement, reconciliation. Maybe they've been remembering, you know, the past times, being like a little sentimental, and they just keep, you know, referencing or coming back to you. And so it just makes sense to, like, you know, come back on the scene, or this person pops the fuck up back out of fucking nowhere. Okay. And just like, maybe they've been gone for, like, I don't know, with the addition of the 3 here, maybe they've been gone for like 3 months. Maybe they've been gone since like March, or there's a weird call back to the number 3. I want to say with Cups here, maybe it was like 3 years ago, even possibility, because Earth and Water here move the fucking slowest. But man, when this guy pops in, it's like no time has passed, or it just feels like we just pick right back up where the fuck we left off. But again, this guy's been all over the world doing whatever the fuck he wants. If you think that this guy has been... If you feel like this... If you're wondering if this person has been thinking of you the whole time, yes, because I feel like this person is coming back here to heal, to reconcile. They want things to be good and to be happy again. But another possibility here, especially if there's been a point of separation or we haven't been talking, the Three of Cups, this can even talk about like a third party situation. And so maybe we're coming back in to reconcile after that, and then there's like an important offer here on deck. That one's up to you whether or not that you want to take it. I want to say with the Knight of Wands here, if this is speaking for you though, maybe in love relationships, another interpretation of this week could be like, maybe you're ready to offer somebody here. Maybe you finally made a decision and you're ready to fucking Thundercats go. You don't want to wait anymore. Okay. And so we're offering something here to another person. This could be as simple as, hey, I just want to throw a party for my birthday. Or maybe I just want to throw a party and invite all my people. Maybe we're planning ahead for the months here. Maybe in the summertime, or we just want to maybe we just want to get the fucking gang together. And we're super fucking excited about this. And we're putting the bolo out to our peeps. But the other, you know, another way to interpret this, especially around love, I would actually be careful, some of you, for card pile number 1. We might have a one-night stand with somebody, and we might end up getting pregnant. So we meet somebody at a party, this person's in and out, or they're not like maybe a local person, or it's like a one-night stand kind of feel with the Knight of Wands. And the Ace of Coins is one of my cards around possible pregnancy. It's the Ace of Coins and the Ace of Cups. They're usually the 2 for me. And there's a couple more cards, but those are one of them. Okay. Be careful if we're going to a party this weekend, all right? Or if we're going to a party this week, take proper precautions. Anything else around love and relationships? This is just a good week for reconciliation. It's up to you about whether or not like you want to accept this offer, or you want to go in there and talk about things. There's a chance here to start over and to reconcile. All right. And with the Knight of Wands, be excited about the future and what the fuck that means. But you got to make sure that this other person that you're going into connection with, especially if they're coming back around, and especially maybe if there was serious problems here, like make sure that person's healed and or healing. Make sure the fuck you're doing the same kind of work, please, all right? Unless you guys really want to get back into the old groove, which I don't think you want to. Can we learn from mistakes? Okay? Mercury retrograde's over. You can't blame it on Mercury this time, all right? So if somebody a blast from the past comes around again, make sure this person's actually showing up with their fucking actions, not just their goddamn words, and that they're doing the actual work here, okay? But I do want to say, okay. So around career and business, this is actually gorgeous. It feels as though there might be an offer coming in hot here, maybe something we've been waiting on, and it feels like there are celebrations coming up. It also feels like, yeah, we might be celebrating with a group of people here with the Three of Cups, maybe something we've been waiting on since March, question mark. And so this offer flies the fuck in with the Ace of Coins, and there is money attached to it. I want to say with the Knight of Wands, like, we're going to have to take quick action. Okay, so if we're ambitious about this thing, we're ready to go. It's like Thundercats fucking go. All right, and this is going to be awesome. Maybe this thing takes off, or the money comes in and we're able to move around the 1st of a month, or maybe we hear something around the 1st. June 1st this week, okay? So just hold on to your nippy noops. That feels really good for career and business. Another interpretation of that is like, make sure that we're investing in the right people, places, and things. Especially if you're a party planner or a wedding event planner, or you do stuff where like you're planning things and doing parties and events. There might be a new opportunity coming up this week. You should definitely say yes to it. Push yourself outside of your comfort zone. This is going to give you the boost and like the adrenaline rush that you fucking need. You fucking got this. That's okay. I want to say around our health this week, we need to pay attention to the way that we're drinking, especially if you drink a lot, okay? Make sure that we're taking care of our health here, because maybe it feels like, and especially with the Knight of Wands, he's so back and forth. This might be like binge drinking, or maybe we just get into, like bouts of like drinking hot, and then we lay off it for a while, and then we go back and we're hardcore, then we lay off it for a while. Our body's like, hey, we need a new beginning. We can't do this, okay? So this week is maybe important to reconcile, to forgive ourselves, and to celebrate some new beginning here around our health, maybe some new idea, and really having the energy and the ambition to get into this thing and make it fucking happen. This is actually, I would say, would be a really great week to get back into, something that maybe you used to do in the past that was good for you health-wise. Like maybe you used to like fucking hike up mountains and shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Get back into it this week. This is beautiful for that. Going back into old ways of taking care of ourselves, trying this again, maybe taking other people with us so that we don't get bored or feel like we're all by ourselves, but it's worth the investment. Get back into it and do the damn thing. Pay attention to if you're drinking too much, and make sure that you're drinking fucking water, please. How much do I yell at you guys for that? All right. So make sure that you're drinking water, that you're investing in yourself, and it's time to get back into maybe something that worked for you previously. Guys, for anything else this week, this is a beautiful card spread around reconciliation, saying yes and investing in the things that you give a fuck about, and being just ready to fucking take off with something that maybe we've been sitting on here for a while. So say yes to yourself this week, okay? And especially if it has to do with reconciliation, getting together with your friends, having a good time, investing in yourself, and saying yes towards your future. Tally motherfucking ho. Card pile number 2. Y'all got some interesting fucking cards. Let's talk about it. All right, your first one is the 7 of Wands. Your next one is the Queen of Wands. And your final card is the 5 of Cups. Let's speak on it. So I want to say my first initial, whenever I got these cards, was like, ooh, hoo, hoo. Somebody's going to be fighting to, if you're a female here, or again, the gender doesn't necessarily matter, but with queens, traditionally it's female. So somebody might be fighting to come back into your space after there was a big fucking fallout. Interesting. Maybe we're hearing from them by the 5th here with the 5 of Cups, between the 5th and the 7th. I think that this is interesting. Listen, the 7 of Wands, whenever this comes up, this is my card of like, you threw me to the wolves and I came back the leader. There's like fighting, being in competition with other people, trying to go towards a goal. Like who's the monster, who's the villagers? Do you know what I'm saying? With this card. And I guess, look at this card. Yeah. Who's the monster, who's the villagers? But also like, are they about to fight each other, or is he leading them? So there's question marks in this. And so sometimes too, the 7 of Wands, we don't even necessarily know who we're fighting. Are we even fighting ourselves? Question. All right. With the, let's see here. The Queen of Wands is one of my favorite queens. I fucking love her. Not only because I'm an Aries. Hello. But she's just fucking badass. The Queen of Wands here is incredible. She's beautiful. She's powerful. She's charismatic. She's a leader. Traditionally and usually she owns her own business, or she's the boss or the leader here in some way, shape, or form. This is a woman. I'll say it once. I'll say it always. You go to war with her and not against. This is the dumbest thing you can fucking do. This woman is very much powerful and doesn't hear no. Well, she wants what she wants. And that could be the downside too. Just like she wants what she wants. She doesn't always hear what other people have to say. Doesn't hear no well, for good or for bad. She might have an explosive anger issue here, or anger might be an issue for her. Also too, she might be a smoker with the wands and the fire here. And so maybe issues, I don't know why the fuck this is coming up, where she might have issues around her lungs and like lung health. Question mark. What the fuck? That's the first time I ever heard that. But with the Queen of Wands here, again, she's charismatic, she's beautiful, she's powerful. She's also incredibly spiritual. I see the fire element as like being spirit led. So this woman's very spirit led. She knows what the fuck she wants. She's very clear on that. And she won't mince her words or her actions. She'll mince you. All right. And then finally with the Five of Cups, this is fighting. This is loss. This is grief. And this is a hard card because usually with this, the Five of Cups, it's self-inflicted. And so, you know, this is something that we've done to another person, or person is regretting what they've done with us. Or a lot of times the reason why we're fighting and, you know, farting around with other people is because there's been some kind of loss or some grief that's rolling around in the background that's also affecting the way that we're connecting with other people, for good or for bad. So with this combination, yes or no this week? That's a hard one. I would say this is yes, if you're willing to put in the work and to be truthful and forthright. If this is you having to come towards this female this week and make apologies for the way that you acted, or something happened here, this is going to be maybe a bit of a fight to get towards her, or she might have serious fucking boundaries up with you after the fight or the fallout that happened here. But I think I would say, if you've got to go towards this female this week, it would just be good to say, hey, I love you and I'm sorry. That might open up the door here. Now, if this is the other way around, somebody here might be really nervous about trying to get a hold of you and talk to you, especially after a serious fallout, some kind of issue here, okay? So I would say it would be a yes around trying to make a contact with somebody that's important to you, and especially if it's a spicy female that I talked about. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, have that in her top 3 placements: Sun, Moon, Rising, innermost planets, Venus, Mars, Mercury, or heavy fire placements within the chart. And so again, if we're going towards her, it would be a yes this week. Just make sure that you're ready to be honest about your feelings, be forthright, be truthful, and don't be shitty, okay? Come in here and just be like, listen, we've spent some time away. I had time to think about stuff and I didn't act right. I'm sorry. Please hear me out. So yes to that. I would say, honestly, this could be yes this week, all right? So if somebody's coming towards you, and listen, this is important to hear, that if somebody has been abusive with you, if somebody's been neglectful or abusive or awful towards you, you need to make your best decision here. So if somebody had a fight with you and you're waiting to hear an apology, or maybe they happen to show up this week, especially within like love and relationships, that's up to you if you want to take this person back, all right? Because it feels like whatever happened here with the Five of Cups was like devastating. This was loss. And so maybe we really thought we lost this person, or we really thought like this thing was motherfucking over, but here they are coming the fuck back around. And maybe it was just like a period of like separation that was needed for this person, like think on stuff, take care of themselves, you know, really kind of decide for themselves what the fuck they wanted. And so that was important. Maybe they're coming back around, but you got to make the best decision for you. Remember that you are so much more in power here than you give yourself credit for, maybe that you even realize within this situation, okay? So it's up to you this week whether or not you want to say yes or no to this person coming back around in terms of love and relationships. That's love, friendship, any kind of love and relationships this week, all right? Make your best choice. Sit in your seat of power and make sure that, again, that you've been doing the work too, self-reflecting, because we probably did have some part to play in this fucking blow up. All right? All right. If this is around career and business. Hold on, let me back up one second. There's one more interpretation for love and relationships. Another interpretation of this week, we might be fighting for an important female. Maybe she just had a major loss in her life, and we might be having to fight for her or fight for something for her. Like, this makes me feel like one of the possibilities could be like, maybe, you know, maybe a mother figure here lost a father figure, or a partner to her. You know, maybe this person passed away and we're trying to figure out like what's best for her, but she's like balls deep in grief, and she's not able to like fight for herself and what's best for her and like around her care and what fuck we got to do for her. So it's just like we almost got to stand up for her and protect her this week, all right? And make sure that she's got the time that she needs to grieve until she can make better choices for herself. We can figure out what's best for her, okay? All right, now career and business. Whoo, dog is. This makes me feel like, man, we've been working on something hard for a while. There might be an important female. It feels like we've been struggling on a project, and it feels like maybe we thought we lost it for a hot second, but there might be an advent of an important female that shows up this week. An Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You guys, you know, heard my previous thing with it. The Queen of Wands here. She's ambitious. She maybe runs her own business. She's powerful. She's beautiful. She'll kick your fucking ass and make you smile and ask for more. So you know what I'm saying? She'll tell you to go to hell and you'll enjoy the ride. You know what I mean? There's that. She's blunt and she is ahead of her time. I'm gonna give you that, in career and work. But I think that the advent of this female coming in, it's almost like we've got the fire back. Maybe we thought we lost it, this thing or this project, but the advent of her coming in, or this energy coming in, gets us reinvigorated back for this project, or it starts the wheel going again. It turns into self-empowerment instead of self-defeat, or defeat and loss and grief here. Again, she comes in and she brings some special kind of energy that gets things rolling again, and we're able to move this into self-empowerment. This is awesome. Another interpretation for career and business. Fight for what the fuck you want. Okay? Something is not totally lost here. And so what work do we got to do in order to show up for this thing? What people do we need together? Do we need to gather the troops? Is there an important female that we want to work with or reference here? And are we ready to stop being sad-faced McGee about it and do something about the situation? Around our health. Again, we might have to fight for an important female or mother figure within our world this week. We got to face our grief, y'all. We've got to face our grief. Because we're putting up serious fucking walls around letting anybody or being vulnerable here. And may I say to card pile number 2, your vulnerability is your motherfucking power. Your vulnerability is your actual power. And so being honest about the way that you feel and what you want, where you want it, everything that's in your heart and soul, like it's literally going to be a neon sign guiding you to where the fuck you need to be. You couldn't be more of a dumb bubblegum trying to avoid that and not face it because you're pointing yourself in the wrong direction. Why the fuck would you do that? You know what I'm saying? So around our health here, we got to deal with our mental health. We got to deal with some kind of grief and the ways in which we're putting up walls around ourselves, trying to keep ourselves safe. You're allowed to flourish. You're allowed to have connections here. You don't always have to be the boss. There's that. I know somebody wasn't happy hearing that. All right. Don't be afraid to share the spotlight, or don't be afraid to share a seat of position or power here. All right. And again, look at our grief, look at the loss here, face some kind of loss so that we can turn this into self-empowerment. Guys, for anything else this week, sit in your place of power. Don't let anybody tell you no when you know that you're onto something or that you've got something important. Don't give up. Let whatever's going on or whatever hurt or whatever grief or whatever loss, maybe a great something to do this week is to take that energy and channel it into the work or the things that we love to do so that we can actually use this energy in a way that's beneficial or helpful and it doesn't just eat us up inside. Find a way to turn, you threw me to the wolves, I came back the leader. And so sitting in your fucking power, self-empower yourself this week. Face your grief, face that pain. You fucking got this, card pile number 2. You fucking got this. All right, card pile number 3. Let's fucking talk about it. Your first card you got is the King of Wands. Interesting, especially if you just watch card pile number 2. Second card you got is the 10 of Cups. And then finally we got the 4 of fucking Wands. Let's speak on it. All right, this week is very interesting, card pile number 3. We got the King of Wands. This is the counterpart to the Queen of Wands. This guy's charismatic. He's a leader. He's funny. He's a connector. Everybody knows him. He knows everybody. If you need something, he can hook you up with just the right person. Honestly, this guy really does fucking know everybody. He's funny. He's wise. His family's very important to him. Taking care of them, looking out for them, being a leader here. I found that a lot of times too with the King of Wands, especially the Aries men or the important or heavy fire placements or cardinal placements, have a tendency to be like a grown man since they were young, or having to take care of family ever since they were young. So family's always been a prevalent, important thing to them, or they've always been responsible for family and home and showing up for their people. So it's just like, it's almost a natural thing. Even if the guy's a total immature dum-dum, like his family and everything is very important, he will take care of them. But with the King of Wands, this is a more mature male, usually your age or older, showing up in the scene. The downside to this is he can have some anger issues. He might be too focused on the future, can't be here and present with us. Usually he owns his own business or is a boss in his own right. The King of Wands is just, he's hot. I'm gonna say it. All right. Again, he's going to be in Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, have them as top 3 placements, Sun, Moon, Mars, innermost planets. Oh, did I say Sun, Moon, Mars? I meant Sun, Moon, rising, innermost planets, Mars, Mercury, Venus, or heavy fire placements here. Now, with the 10 of Cups, this is wish fulfillment. This is gorgeous. This is beautiful. This is also reaching the end of a cycle of something. With the 10 of Cups, this is joy, this is bliss, this is contentment, this is real true love. We've reached a pinnacle here, and it's taken a very long time to get to this point. And so trust has been built here, or there's been a lot of trust and emotions and feelings, and they're all very good, but they're reaching a high point here. They're reaching a pinnacle point. And then with the 4 of Wands, in this deck, this card represents friendship. But like in a love reading, this would be like 2 people coming together, building a home together, coming home to that place after getting married and celebrating victory and success. This is also stability with the 4 of Wands, even though it's fire. But if you notice, they're sitting here across the table as equals from each other. So I want to say this week, if we're looking for a yes or no this week, this is definitely yeses. Holy shit. And especially if this has to do with emotions and sitting down with an important male here, and really having maybe even like an important discussion around feelings and the way that we feel, like what the fuck is going on. Around love and relationships, we might be dealing with an important male this week. Maybe we are hitting a high point here and we're talking about our feelings. There might be a weird call back to the month of October with the 10 of Cups. Maybe we've been in a period of not speaking or something, because we got a huge swath of time between the 10 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. And so April, there might have been some kind of connection. Maybe April, we started thinking of them again. But here with the King of Wands, this is, or maybe there was some kind of a reach out possibly in April, or question mark around inviting somebody to come and have a conversation. So around love and relationships, I want to say this week, this is important to sit down and have conversations around the way that we feel, and especially what it looks like for us moving forward. With the King of Wands, since he's so very future focused. With the 4 of Wands, maybe there's a call back to our friendship, rebuilding back up from our friendship, especially if there's been a period of separation where we haven't talked for a while. Maybe we're coming together, really talking about things. So maybe this isn't necessarily a call back to the month of April, but maybe we're looking at like the 4th of June. This week, okay, maybe around that full moon time. With the 10 of Cups, I mean, something's coming to a fullness here. So maybe this full moon kind of really activates feelings, or it opens up dialogue here so that we can have an important conversation around the way that we feel and what the fuck are we doing going forward. Does this make any sense? Can we fall back on our friendship? Is there a real true friendship here? Because there's a lot of fucking beautiful feelings between us. And so where can we build from this point going forward? Around other relationships, we might be having a heart-to-heart with the dad this week, or an important father figure, or a mentor in some way, shape, or form, all right? We might be having a heart-to-heart. Maybe, I don't know, for example, somebody here's graduated, they're finally got out of their, program, or they graduated high school or something, and this teacher is really seeing this person as an equal now, maybe offering this person a job. Maybe you've been like studying under them, like as a mentor. Maybe they're saying you did an incredible job and they want to bring you on, and they see you as an equal now. There's been some kind of awesome glow up here. Another possibility around love and relationships, we might have to have an important conversation around an important father figure, maybe. Maybe we're worried about the way that he's feeling, or there's some kind of emotions, or he's been very emotional lately. And so maybe we need to just sit down and just make sure everything's okay. Speaking to them like a friend, speaking them to like an equal is really important here. Maybe even going and like having dinner, like making food for them, like sitting down and like talking like over food would be really important, or a great way to have a conversation. Maybe food is the way to this person's heart. Okay. So again, we might be dealing with an important male this week. Maybe you are the important male. Don't be afraid to have a fucking conversation with somebody, that maybe if there was a falling out, or we got to talk about feelings, or there's something important here around the way that we feel, we need to fucking speak on this thing. It's very fucking important. So have that conversation. Don't be afraid of your emotions. Again, kind of like a little bit like card pile number 2, but your vulnerability is your power. So saying what you fucking feel, being honest about that, letting spirit guide you here with Wands, okay? If this is around career and work, my goodness, we're about to be working with somebody and it's going to be a perfect fucking match. Do you goddamn hear me? With the King of Wands here and the Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands, maybe we're bringing a friend on the scene to help us with a project or something that we want to move forward on. Maybe a business we want to go into work with them. Maybe we need them for just, a little something here, whatever's happening. This is gorgeous. So just know with the Ten of Cups, this is something maybe we've wanted for a while. We've worked our way up to this and we're ready maybe to present this thing to the world. Again, there might be a weird callback to the month of October. Maybe something started there. And then by April, maybe we sat down and have a conversation, or again, maybe by June 4th, we're having another important conversation. We're taking this thing to the next fucking level. All right. We're moving forward with something and it's a yes on both ends. Fuck yeah. I actually want to say that around love and relationships too. This should be a yes on both ends with the Ten of Cups. All right. So don't be afraid of these conversations. Everybody's either going to be in agreement or we're going to be able to come to an agreement so that we can move the fuck forward. This is good. But yeah, around business and career, this is fucking gorgeous. Please, 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 whatever the fuck you do, listen to your intuition and where it's guiding you this week, who to work with, who to have on your team, who we're seeing, or notice who sees you as an equal and treats you as such. Okay, these are the people we want to work with. They see our vision, they hear us. And again, maybe we were friends before we went into business, or this is my friend and I'm pulling them into work for me, referencing them. And it's a perfect match. This is going to be gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And look to the month of October in 2023 for these themes to come to full culmination again. All right. Or maybe by June 10th. All right. So hold on to that. For anything, health this week. I think it's important, guys. Maybe some people don't put a lot of importance on it, but your friendships are really fucking important. I know that's weird for health, but sometimes we need to make sure that we're connecting with our friends and we're connecting with our group of people. Maybe we need to let them know how important they are to us, what they mean to us, how they've shown up for us, and how they've helped kind of bolster us to where we are now, everything that they've given to us, why the friendship's so important, and how it's actually healed you and made you a better person. I think that's really important to say. So not only is that good for your mental and emotional health, but that's good for the other person too. So again, don't be afraid this week to speak on your emotions, speak on your feelings. Maybe also too, we sit down and we find a really good male therapist and this person talks to us like a friend and we're able to finally feel free and open and talk about our emotional issues, whatever the fuck is going on here emotionally. This is really fucking important and this is beautiful, card pile number 3. So just trust where the energy is taking you this week. Say yes to new and exciting ways that we can talk to people, work through things, letting our emotions and our intuition guide us here. And especially if it has to do with love, or let love guide the way this week, card pile number 3, okay? And any communications, anything that we got to do. If we're following our passion, our joy, our love, it's gonna take us down the right avenues. If we're following our freak out and our upset and our anger, it's gonna take us down the wrong path, the place we don't want to be. And I know that seems super trite or super childlike, maybe what I'm saying here, but it's actually quite fucking true. Okay, so don't be afraid of the mental space. Don't be afraid of your emotional space this week. Express yourself, and especially to the people that you find have been showing up for you, that are your equals, that are your friends, the people that are supporting you, that you motherfucking love. Speak on it this week, card pile number 3. And especially, again, if this is a male that I'm speaking to, your vulnerability is your power. The words that you share this week are deeply fucking important and are going to either blow everything the fuck up or make them absolutely beautiful and move things onto a new beautiful level. Are you ready for that? Choose wisely. All right, guys, I hope to God any and all of that made sense. Middle fingers for no, call for yes. Let me know how it was for you. Any and all feedback helps me to grow. Thank you guys so much for my heart, for always giving me the space to do what the fuck I love to do. Thank you for the joy. Thank you for the honor. And thank you most importantly for trusting me. I fucking love you guys. And I'll see you soon, okay? Bye.